Because the foundation had the museum there, with many pieces that needed to be restored, had no money for that. We sought the partnership with CCOCNI and SESI, and are there receiving qualified training and then not only renovating the images, doing the restorations that the museum needs, but then can also work elsewhere and take the profession forward. And what is interesting is the first class that will have this formation in Brazil and will come out of Taubaté. There are 26. It looks 26 or 27. Young, specializing in restoration of images. So, it's worth thinking about it. Today, many times, people are facing unemployment because everyone is with the diploma, but doesn't know how to do much with that diploma. So the diploma is important, it is. Terms academic training is important, it is. But we must not forget that technical training is as important as, and today there is a vast labor market needing these professionals and lacking specialized labor to happen. I have a doubt. I live a very delicate relationship with my mother. I don't feel a love coming from her, and it hurts me a lot. How can I do to try to improve this? These difficulties between mother and daughter, they have a root. It is important for us to know where this difficulty began. Is there any fact of your life? Is there a moment in your story when you realized that he was a watershed to change the way your mother treated you? Have this conscience. Seek within you. First. True, I never thought. Where is my relationship with my mother to be difficult? Because it looks at first of life, by the way. Psychologists say that, which is the deepest bond we can have in life, is mother and son. It is the bond because the child is born. The father already has a deficit of 9 months. For 9 months, we are gestated within the womb of a woman. It is impossible for us not to have a close relationship with it. It starts there. But as we are thrown out of the world, where we start to live, we will have a context that does not have the same belly protection. So we are exposed to their own competition with our brothers. While you are inside your mother, she has an exclusive dedication to you. When you leave, you start to compete with your brothers. It pays to divide the space with the people who are part of your mother's world. And it's usually at these times when something makes the crystal break, right? But this relationship, it needs to be cared for. Because we will find that at one point we begin to dispute affections. This is natural in human life. This dispute is natural within our homes. It is an unconscious process, even if we do not know it. We are vying for attention all the time, and the more conscience we have of it, the better we will manage. Many problems at home between father and son are precisely directly linked to this competition. Is it a child wanting to be better than the other? Why? Because I know that when I'm better, I have my mother's attention. Or is the one wanting to be the worst? Because since he can't be the best, he will be the worst of all, because he knows that at least anger he will provoke. He will take attention. Or rather, he will draw that attention. So the family environment is an environment of disputes. There is no other way. And that's why we need to manage these disputes well consciously. When you realize that you are being dishonest with your mother, demanding from her what she can't give her, being selfish, forgetting that she needs to take care of her and other too. So many times these traumas, a lot of people who stay like this, my mother doesn't like me. She likes my brother much more than me. Needs to be very careful about it, because sometimes we are being unfair. Or you who are a mother need to be careful, because sometimes you are really preferring a child. And that's natural, guys. Sometimes that son corresponds a little more to his expectations. Sometimes he is a little more like you. It's natural. It's easier for us to like those who are similar to us, with whom they have the same predilections. So you need to be very careful not to reject, not put aside the one who somehow has difficulty with you. The family bond? It needs to be well administered because of Disputes, disputes. He has. Where there is human being, there is this natural process. This dispute. I want to have my father's attention. I want to have my mother's attention. I want to have the attention of my brothers. And we act often around this affective search. Interesting, guys. But at affection, it's the greatest need we have in life. And what is effective life? You love and be loved all the time. A priest who has good friends, who has good human relationships, solids, he will be much easier to live his chastity than the one who does not have, than the one who is alone, than the one who is closed in your world. Within our home, affection is the main food. You can observe. It is the affection that makes us realize our lives. It is how much we were loved just right. Neither too much nor less. When we are too loved, we get too bored. We get too sly. We want to do everything to be done according to our will. When we are loved from less, we are needy. Often aggressive. The two opposites are bad. But now, balance makes us a little firmer in life. It is this balance of affections. So I am in a place where there is naturally a competition to be more loved than the other. This is natural in human life. But then we start managing this. Who needs to manage? Everyone. I, as a son, need to be honest. No. My mother gives me attention, but she has to pay attention to each other too. I am not alone inside this house. I won't be selfish. And my mother and father will also have this sensitivity. It's easier to love that child, so let's be careful not to love him too much and forget about others. This is how life works. The affection, it needs to be rationalized from time to time, because if he is just him, we risk being unfair to each other. The affection for himself, if he doesn't have a little reason helping to lighten him, he can be highly destructive. It's that old story. We love so much. And when we love, we suffocate. We don't allow the other to grow. And that is dangerous. So this balance we need to do. We are all in need of this transformation, this conversion. And we expect you to relieve your heart. And today, maybe this program can help you put a detail of holiness in your life. And you go to sleep a little better than when you woke up. Father Fabio, I'm 29 years old and I've been thinking a lot about how much it seems to be harder, Ray. The more I fight to get something, the farther it seems to me. I did not give up. I did postgraduate and now I'm taking a technical course in computer science. Even so, I can only work temporary. Many people who have graduated with me have already got a diploma. They are working. But I, as I said, only with temporary jobs. Why my professional life? In my professional life, everything seems to be so difficult. Priest. My daughter, sometimes we live a few moments of life when everything seems kind of tied. A little truncated. I have a friend that I tell him this from time to time. Everything goes wrong for him. Oh, his bank card blocks every week. He will take money. The money does not come out. But it is said that afterwards he left, he has to get a mess on the bench again. Everyone receives the right correspondence with his password. His does not come. So sometimes we think that, I'm going to use an ugly term. Right. It seems that someone else is shit vulture. We talk. Sorry for my ugly expression, but this cannot apply to our lives. We have to do everything so we never have this complex. Because if you have this complex that things only go wrong for you, it is possible that you psychologically are willing to these problems. You have to start thinking more positive and start discovering in your posture. Is there no way for your way of triggering all these dice out? Because I don't believe in lack of luck. I don't really believe. I don't believe in luck or lack of luck. I believe in insight, in attitude. People in life need to have attitude for life to work out. You may speak, Father, but she was displeased. She was in an unfavorable situation. All good. But life needs to be all the time to lighten so that we are the right person at the right time. Is not true? Often things go wrong for us is because we do not have this breath of starting to have. Stay tuned. Now it's time to do that. The diploma hasn't left yet, because it must be missing an attitude of going there, of demanding what is your right. College cannot neglect your diploma. It is not possible that after 4 years of college, you are still in need of your diploma, and he is not in your hands. So often, the attitude on our part is missing. You know, my people, sometimes I see we are educated inside. Sometimes you find people, I was educated in such a context where we are very shaped with things not to give a right. I needed at some point in my life almost to do a psychic chemotherapy, right? Expel it from me. Sometimes we house within us a very conformed spirit. This is very natural to simple families who have used not to have the opportunity. So it always looks like this with the head, but it hasn't worked yet. But why didn't it work? Yeah, I went there and they couldn't explain to me. This, we cannot admit. The world will not oppose the one who knows where he wants to go. Now, if you are kind of soft, without attitude, it is very likely that things start going wrong for you. That's why I'm saying we need to be careful all the time to do the thing the right way. Now, you played on an issue that I find fundamental in education of our children and in society these days. We have an excess people graduated in college. Diploma is not lacking in this world today, see? Now lacks technical specialty. So isn't it time for us to start thinking a little about the options we are doing? You who are young, you who are thinking that college will do, think twice, see? Because sometimes a well-done technical course will give you a lot more job opportunity than a diploma in hand. By the way, I am having the grace, the joy of taking over there in the diocese, now the vice presidency of the Dom Kudo Foundation. And the Dom Kudo Foundation is an institution, not a foundation, from the diocese, which aims to do good, do charity. Only we no longer want welfare works. We know that welfare can accommodate people. And do you know what is the main work of the Dom Kudo Foundation today? Training of young people in vocational areas. By the way, this is the way. If today we want to effectively help a person, it is to give them the opportunity to learn the crafty. If you, for example, take all the technical areas in the world today, the specialized work. So I need a bricklayer in my house. My father was a bricklayer. My brothers learned the craft, but only one of them who still works today as a bricklayer. Today I have friends there in Itabate who work as a construction company. They speak, Father, if today rain 20 church there in Itabate, still lack of labor for so much service. So often we are heading to college and we are forgetting the practical professions. The moment will come when we will need an electrician. We will not have. There will be the time we will need a bricklayer. We will have. Why? Because everyone is heading to colleges for that, to that. But practical life is losing space. So if you have the possibility to do something, if you have suddenly a fitness, oh, I like to mess with thread. I like it. Go study. You will take an electrician technical course, will be empowered. Leave this story that everyone has to have a university diploma because it is already passing, see? Even this is a reflection that we need to do because many of our children will face serious problems of unemployment in the future because of the excess of faculties that we have today in Brazil, which has become a business, right? Everyone today has college. Our cities are crowded with college. And many times when we need a good employee who knows how to do a good carpentry service, joinery, we don't have. And this is a matter that is worth it. So, take action. Then I was telling the foundation, do you know what the first class will be formed now? They are experts in the restoration of images.